Okie dokie, guys. This video is going to be all about IXL similarity of circles. So let's see what we do here. It says, we'll start up at the top. You can transform circle F to circle F prime by translating it and then performing a dilation centered at F prime. Find the translation rule and find the scale factor of the dilation. And notice down here at the bottom, we're asked to do two tasks. We're writing this translation rule and we're finding the scale factor. Okay, all of these problems involve circles. So that's something that's a little bit different. We haven't really had any lessons like this before. Going back up to the top, it says you can transform circle F to circle F prime. So that's the first thing that we want to think about is what's the pre-image and what is the image. The pre-image, the before, the starting point, if you will, is going to be the point that has the letter that does not have that little tick mark next to it. So this is our starting point. And then our ending point, this is our destination when we do this translation, is going to be the point that does have that little prime symbol. Okay, so we're going to start off by writing the translation rule. I'm going to use my my little toolbar here, and we want to start out at this point here, and we want to go to the left or to the right until we're directly underneath our destination. Okay, so we're going to go to the left until we get to right here. Okay, and then we want to count how many squares that was. So I'm going to put a dot in each square and I'm going to count them up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so we went to the left 7. All right, and then we're going to go either up or down until we're actually at our destination. So we're going to go up, obviously. So we're going to follow this path up. And again, I'm going to put a dot on each square as I count up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go up 5. Our left and right coordinates, we're going to write that as X. You know what? Let me move my up. I'm going to move that down a little bit here so we have more room. So what did we say? Up 5? Is that right? From -4 to 1. Yep. Okay. So our left and right, we write that with X. The X direction is the left and right direction. When we go to the left, we put a minus. When we go to the right, we put a plus. And then we just write that number. Okay, and then very similarly with your up and down direction is the Y direction. When we go up, that's a plus. When we go down, that's a minus. All right, so this is our directions right here. X minus 7 and Y plus 5. So we're going to put those into the box. X minus 7 and Y plus 5. Whoops. I don't know if capitals matter, but I'm going to put them as lowercase. So close that up. X, what do we say? Minus 7. Okay. So now we are, sorry guys, I'm trying to erase that. All right, now we're going to work on our scale factor. Okay, so if you remember scale factor, when we're finding scale factor between polygons, we said it's the prime length I keep on clicking on that thing and it keeps reading it to me. All right, let's pull it down here a little bit. We say it's prime over not prime. Okay, so what does that mean with a circle? So prime over not. Well, we want to start with the circle that has the prime symbol. So we want to start with this circle here with the F prime. Okay, that's going to be our numerator. What aspect of this circle are we going to use? Well, there's a couple of choices here. I think the most straightforward is to use the radius and to count how many squares long the radius is. You could also use the diameter as long as you keep it consistent. You could also use the circumference, although we don't really have a quick way of finding the circumference. but any of those dimensions will work. Okay, as I said, I'm going to use the radius. So what's the radius? It's the distance from the center out to the outer edge. And I'm just going to count how far that is, like we've done before by counting the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so my prime length is 6. And then we're going to move down to our not prime. Not prime is the circle F. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to count the distance from the center to the outer edge, and this looks like it just has a distance of 2. All right, so 6 over 2, and then of course we want to simplify that, so we're going to go over to our Desmos calculator. I'm going to pull that up here real quick, and I'm going to pop in 6 over 2, and look at that, that simplifies to 3. So we'll come back over here, and our scale factor is just 3. All right, I'm going to submit, and I'm going to do another example for you guys. Probably just this one, because these videos can't be any longer than 15 minutes, so it'll probably just be one more example. But honestly, the problems don't really change that much. So once you kind of figure out what you're doing, you're not going to get like a more challenging problem in any way. This one says you can transform circle A to circle A prime by translating it and then performing a dilation centered at A prime. Find the translation rule and then the scale factor. All right, so first, we want to figure out what our starting point is. Our starting point is always the letter that doesn't have the prime symbol. So we're starting right here. And we're going to start by going either to the left or right until we're directly under the point that does have the prime symbol. And by the way, make sure you're working with the points and not the letters. So it's the point itself that you want to translate and then dilate. So don't worry about where the A is. Worry about where the point is. So I'm going to go to the left. This is actually pretty far until I'm right here. Okay. And then we want to count how far that was. We can do these little dots if you guys like this method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And I can just I'm actually going to use the x-axis number line here to just check myself that that is in fact 11. So my ending point is at -4. My starting point is right here at 7. And yeah, the distance between -4 and 7, if I add 4 plus 7, I do get 11. Okay, so let's write that up here. I went to the left, 7. All right, and then we're going to go up. How far up? I'm sorry, not 7. Why did I say that? 11. Okay. You guys are probably like, what is she doing? 11. And then we're going to go up and let's count these. So 1, 2, and 3. So we go up 3. Up 3. And then we're going to write these as directions. So left and right is X. Left is minus, right is plus, and then the number. Up and down, that's our Y direction. Up is plus, down is minus. And then the 3. And then we're just going to type that in right here, just like that. So X minus 11 and Y plus 3, and then on to the scale factor. So for scale factor, we are going to do prime over not prime. Prime over not prime. Okay, so going over, let's go look at our circle that has the prime symbol. That's this one right here. And let's figure out what the radius is. So the radius is the distance from the center out to the edge. Let's count that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 over not prime. Not prime is the point that doesn't have the prime symbol. What's the radius here from the center to the edge? That has a distance of 2. 6 over 2. I think this was actually our scale factor for the first one. Yeah, it was. So we already know that 6 over 2 is equal to 3. So let's go ahead and put that in. Okay, so that is really all there is for this lesson. I did want to pull up a notepad here real quick and just kind of lay out how we do the directions for the translation, because I showed you guys a couple of examples, but I think they both happen to turn out the same way. So for the translation rule, okay, first you find your starting point. Okay, so your starting point is your letter that does not have the prime symbol. So find your wherever you're going to start, and then you're going to go to the left or to the right. And this is your X direction, okay? These are the X's. And when you're going to the left, let's see, how do I want to write this? When you go to the left, you're going to have X minus some number. When you go to the right, you're going to have X plus some number. All right, and then the number is whatever you guys count out. And then once you've gone left or right and you're directly underneath or right above your destination point, then you're going to go down or up. So if you go down, that's going to be Y minus. And if you go up, that is going to be Y plus. Okay, and then for finding the scale factor, you are going to basically make a fraction. So prime over not prime. And we're using the radius as our length for prime over not prime. And then once you have your scale factor, of course, you're going to come over to your Desmos calculator. The link for this calculator is in your checklist for today, and you are going to make sure that it is simplified. All right, good luck, everyone. Let me know if you guys have any questions.